Hey guys, welcome to Round Robin video number 2. We're going to go over some of the updates of tanks just generally. And just talk about stuff. So check it out. Okay, so welcome to Round Robin. First of all, thank you for all the subscribers, for the new subscribers. I think in the past week I got a burst of about 80 or so subscribers. Mainly it's because I did a little announcement on my tabletop gaming channel, which is about 23,000 subscribers, I don't know. And I was bound to find some people that are into aquariums or just wanted to see what else I'm up to because they like to follow what I do. I know there's a couple of my tabletop gamer friends out there that are in aquariums because we talk a lot about it now that they know I do it too. And it's really cool. It's really cool to find a lot of people that are into the same interests that were into other interests that were the same as yours. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. Also some people have been asking me, like, hey, I tried to keep fish before. It's really cool you doing it. But, it never worked out for me because my fish died and stuff. And, it's your basic conversation. I have maybe 3 or 4 of this conversation, which really goes like this. Oh, I kept fish, but they all died on me really quick and it just didn't work out. I go, let me guess. You buy your tank, you buy everything, you need your tank, you set it up, fill the water, and you bought a bunch of fish and you threw it in there, and the next few days they just all died. They're like, yeah, pretty much. I go, yeah, because there's some rules that you had to follow in order to do that. There's something called cycling your tank, which you need to set up your tank and let it sit there for about a month or so it could cycle and build the bacteria, so that it creates a safe environment for your fish, and you cycle your aquarium by, with one hardy fish or what have you. There's other exceptions to that, like if you do a really heavily planned tank, like something like this, you can actually start adding fish right off the bat. But again, that's another discussion for another day. I'm actually working on a beginning series about setting aquariums, and then it moves into setting up a planted aquarium. Okay, really basic, easy planted aquarium to more high-tech advanced aquariums, and I hope I'm going to do it justice because again, I'm getting back into all this stuff. It's been 13 years. Tech has changed. The tech has changed. So and a lot of new products in the market, and a lot of it's just gimmicks and stuff like that. But enough of that. Glad you could join me. Glad you're checking out and stuff. This is a general update of what's going on in my tanks and some of the videos that you will see coming out in the future about the tank updates or other stuff like bleach washing, algae, and stuff like that. I actually recorded some of that. I'll get into that when we get to it. So check it out. So lately, you've been seeing this tank here, the updates and build for this tank, which is Dutch style. Dutch style, for those that don't know, is really just all about the plants and how you place the plants and really doing a lot of more high demanding, high tech demanding type of plants. God, I'm sorry, I could barely talk today. But this is the latest update, quick update. You'll see it on the update video, but I moved a lot of stuff around. I trimmed out the Belixa and the dwarf sage. If you don't understand these plant names, just go with me here. I will explain it much later in different videos and stuff, but many of these are just name of plants. People who understand the Aquarius will kind of sort of get it. So I took all that out. Then Familia came in. They didn't do so well in the male. It happens sometimes. So the leaves are going to drop. The stems look healthy, so hopefully it's not a dead on arrival thing. So the leaves will drop off and it will regrow out. The lobelia, oh shoot, I can't pronounce it. Lobelia, I don't know, Laura knows. Lobelia, love these plants, it looks gorgeous. So it came in, again, not faring too well, but it fared way better than the lymphomanias. And so they're planted here. So let's hopefully they'll grow out, and I'll have a nice little bunch there. I actually put in one of my dwarf lilies over there. I want to see how it grows in this tank. I actually got 2 bulbs, and they're both growing really good in the grow out tank, which you'll see in a bit. Finally, figure out what these are. These are Peruensias, Ludwiga Peruensias. Glandiosos, I think is the other name for it. It's Ludwiga Glandiosas Peruensis. Now it's a pain in the butt to learn all this, but after a while you'll get used to it. But I'm loving these because these really stay red on the bottom. When I get everything dialed in, it should turn much more red. Again, in this tank, everything is dialed in I'm still dialing it in. I raised the lights 4 inches with the risers, but then put it back down again because I figured out what was causing the algae problem. And I don't know if you've seen the wide angle here, the algae problem has started to go away. I finally figured out what was going on. I was dosing completely wrong. I'm dry dosing now, doing the EI dosing method, and it's working great. Also, the other problem was I kept fluctuating my CO2, and you need to really calibrate that CO2 and make it consistent. And that's all about what you need to do with tanks, and especially a successful tank, planted tank, is you need consistency. All right, you need to dial in your lights, match it with the growth rate of your CO2 with the growth rate of the plants, as well as making sure all the plants have enough nutrients. That's why you're using the EI dosing method now, which is providing the plants with enough nutrients that there's enough of it, more than enough of it, and not so little of it that'll cause algae. Hard to explain. I'll get into that in another video later. But it is a lot to learn, a lot of chemistry that you have to go through. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. So maybe I could make a video and explain it a lot better to the layman terms without learning all the chemistry, because I hate chemistry. I'm Asian. I hate math. I hate chemistry. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Okay, grow out tank. Now, don't usually update this because really it's just a tank that I throw plants and fish in to hold off while I set up other tanks or I'm cycling in them or whatever. But I just wanted to, I guess, show this. That there's 4, just for people that are going to ask, 4 Danio, longfin Danios, I think 5 or 6 SAEs in here, and 3 autosyncluses right now, just doing their job, just hanging out. They love all the plants. It's crazy. This is a very well-balanced tank, amazingly. It's running do-it-yourself CO2, also with the lighting and the substrate, Eco Complete, and a little of the aqua soil power sand. It's actually softening the water, so it's a lower pH tank. So the CO2 is really dissolving really nicely in this tank. Again, I want to place it later with a bigger tank because, as you can tell, when I'm using it as a holdout tank, it gets full. But then again, when I set up a tank, it gets empty. But then it'll get full again when those plants grow out in my other tank. I have to trim them or whatever, and I don't want to throw everything away. I want to regrow them. I give them away as a contest or donate them to the local fish club, whatever. Make a little money off it. Who knows? There's tons of things you do with plants, especially aquarium plants. And the more rare stuff, it actually goes for decent money. But anyways, yeah, the reason why I'm showing this is because, all right, this is what happened. A few weeks ago, I put some plants in from the mini dish cell that you just saw in this tank, which had hair algae on it. Now that hair algae multiplied and grew really quick on here. I couldn't understand why. It's a balanced tank. Everything was all looking good and stuff, but I didn't pay attention to that. My CO2, do-it-yourself CO2, was low. I mean, I had to change it out. And that's the problem with do-it-yourself CO2, because once it gets low, it's very inconsistent compared to pressurized CO2. That's why a lot of people don't like using do-it-yourself CO2. I didn't pay attention to that. That was what's whacking out the tank. All right, that one thing will whack out your tank. So it just grew like crazy. So what I did was I took all plants out in a bleach wash and actually filmed that. Unfortunately, I did have some casualties because when I was dipping and bleach washing my cryptochlorines, which if you remember I had tons of it. I had one pot in that little mini Dutch tank, and cryptochlorines, when they're in the right conditions, grow like weeds, breed like rabbits. It's crazy, but it was gorgeous. It was red, bronze, Wendettis, and there's just a huge bunch of them. They just kept growing. When I put them back in this tank and taken out of that Dutch tank, it grew like wild in here. So I totally did not have any room. So imagine this with like half the tank full of cryptochlorines. Unfortunately, the stupidest thing I ever did was I dipped them in the bleach wash and the phone rang. So I went and talked on the phone. Completely forgot about them. Dipped them way too long. They looked okay, but then when I put them in the tank next day later, I come down and go, why is it so empty on the side? And I look down, right, into the tank, and there's all these dead leaves. It was all melted. I mean, if you've ever seen ice cream melt, that was your definition of melted plants. I mean, it melt like ice cream. reached in there, pulled everything out, and it was hard to pull out because it was all gooey and stuff. It was gross. Those cryptochlorines just died, right? The Rotala didn't do so well too. I think, with stem plants, you don't dip them as long. I think I dipped them a little too long, but they are recovering. They're growing new growth. So I'll just leave them in there, do whatever. Amazon Zor didn't like it. I think that dipped too long as well. So, but now I know. Now I know if I ever do another bleach dip, not to dip it that long. I would, I think I did the Amazon plant for about 2 minutes and way too long. 30 seconds would have been just fine. Especially with the Rotala, like stem plants, do fine about 30 seconds. Either way, it totally killed all the hair algae. It just took them away. I put everything back. There were still little traces of hair algae. No big deal. SAE took care of the rest. Those are the fishes that eat that algae, as well as the rest just died out. And the plants in here just outcompeted everything since I got the do-it-yourself CO2 going correctly. The rest of the plants just outcompeted the nutrients for the algae and just all completely disappeared. So that bleach wash gave it a kick in the butt to help kill all the, the hair algae in here. But if you ever do the bleach wash method video, you'll see in my video when I do it, you gotta be very careful. Okay, you don't want this cryptochlorine situation happening to you, because those were gorgeous. If anyone saw my past videos and you saw that group of cryptochlorines, gorgeous. It hurt a little, but I'm not too worried about it because I can just get another pot and regrow them because they are really easy to grow. Put them in a major tank setup like high-tech setup like the little mini Dutch you saw there, and they'll grow like crazy. All right, 10-gallon planted tank. Really not much update has been done on this. I'm just waiting for all that Rotala in the back to grow out. So you can tell there's new growths on the tips of the Rotalas that I planted before. The older Rotala is still growing like crazy. It's not growing as fast in like say a high-tech tank like that. It's a low-tech, low-lighted tank with diffusing CO2 in it. So it grows pretty slow, but this tank is just growing out. I mean this compacted sword here, it's just filling this whole tank out. It's gorgeous. The cryptochlorines, like I said, the ones that died, I still have some left here. And I can always just take a stem out and stick it in the Dutch tank and just let it take off. But they're growing pretty good in this tank. Slowly, but again, low tech goes slower, but still great. Get really good effect out of it. Dwarf Sag and the Blixer is doing incredibly well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All the livestock in here is just going great. The mono shrimp's going crazy every time they do a water change or every time I feed them. Sometimes they do this race thing. I don't understand what that's about. I think it's a breeding thing. So I know there's a couple of females in here. When I do a water change especially, I think that kicks something off that the female releases hormones or whatever, and all the males just run around the tanks like it's a damn derby. That's crazy. It's fun though to watch. It freaks out my glow tip tetras out when they do that, but whatever. Corydalis is doing great. I love them. The only thing I don't love about them, because they love to uproot the Rotala in the back. Sometimes I'll come downstairs or look in the tank, and I'll find stems of Rotala floating on top. These are damn Corys, because they like digging into the gravel looking for food and stuff, and they tend to uproot plants. Okay, what you're seeing here is the 40-gallon breeder I'm currently working on right now. And you'll see a video on that. Though it's going to be a Dutch-style tank, I'm going to be using this. Be using some hardscape. But I'll be using this driftwood here. I had this a long time ago, 13 years ago. I saw it and I said, I have to get this to look good in the tank somehow. So we'll use this. Maybe have a couple of bushes coming out with some physidins. I don't know. We'll see what we'll do with this. But it's going to be a soil tank. As you tell, there's already soil in here. I'm already starting to work on this tank here. Lighting's coming in and all the other equipment. And once it does its thing after a couple of weeks, we'll probably start EI dosing it as well. And when it starts, especially with the soil tank, tons of nutrients. It's going to flood the tank with nutrients. I have to do a lot of water changes in the beginning to kind of soften the blow. Plants will love it though, but we'll see how it happens. my pride and joy, my Iwagumi tank, whatever. So this is the 8th week in this dry start, and it's gorgeous. Okay, the way the dry start method works is you grow the carpet submersed, and it goes crazy because it has connection with the air, a lot more CO2 to work with. So this is the 8th week, and it's pretty much, I could have flooded it a while ago, but I didn't have all the equipment ready because I used some of it for that Dutch tank, or that Dutch style tank. So I ordered some stuff this week. So this week I will be flooding this tank, ramping the CO2 up for a week or so, and then I'll put some livestock into it. And you'll see that video soon, hopefully, maybe in a few more weeks. But I wanted to show you now what you see here. Yeah, check it out. You can tell the carpet of the HC is grown crazy. No more spots. It's pretty much filled every spot in. All that stuff on the rock, that's actually Java moss, and they grow really well submersed. I was really surprised, but that stuff is anchored in there. So when I flood the tank, it's definitely going to stick to the rocks. Now up in the corners here, you'll see there's some empty spots. I pulled some of the HC out to cover some other spots in the tank, but the corners there will be planted with some plants like longer plants, the kind of background plants. Probably I'm thinking giant hair grass, but I don't know. I still have a couple of days to think about it. I'll also be planting some mid-ground plants, maybe dwarf hair grass. I know that's a lot of hair grass, but I'm also looking at maybe blixas, but I don't know. We'll see. Something that's really bushy looking. And that's it, guys, and I hope you and your family had a happy and safe Halloween, because it's the day after now, or 2 days after. And yeah, like if you like this video, and then again, sub if you haven't already subbed this channel. A lot more aquarium videos come out, a lot more how-tos and stuff, a lot of thoughts and about the experiments and stuff that experiences that I've done with these tanks and stuff. So yeah, sub if you haven't. And yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.